Hey, I bought the Nintendo Switch when I was living in China teaching English just for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I remember it came the next day straight from Japan and I played it during my lunch break. I've had it for 33 months. It looks and plays better than ever. This video will be a detailed, unbiased review of the Nintendo Switch. Feel free to skip using the chapters to find the information you need. My name is the Gaming Man. We're gamers. Let's all get along. Why buy a Nintendo Switch over a Nintendo Switch Lite? Well, it's the switch aspect, the ability to switch between docked and handheld mode. The switch aspect works seamlessly. If you're playing Nintendo Switch at home docked and you want to take it on the go and play it on the aeroplane or the train, you can do that. I've done it many times. It's perfect. The dock itself far bigger than it should be, and it's known to cause scratches when you remove it from the switch and scratches the screen. I've never encountered this problem, but the dock should be a lot smaller than it is. To make it more portable, you can sell the dock for a decent amount of money on eBay like I've done and just buy a simple USB-C adapter in order to play your Switch. You can see one you can buy down the link in the description from Amazon. The Switch Lite is far more cheaper and more ergonomic than the Nintendo Switch and is $100 cheaper. But if you ever think you're going to play using the kickstand with friends because the screen is bigger, or you ever think you're going to play on the TV on docked, then I highly recommend you get the Nintendo Switch. If you're only going to play with handheld, buy the Lite. 80% of the time, I use my Nintendo Switch using handheld mode. So for the vast majority of people, the Nintendo Switch Lite is a great option. Portability. In some ways, the Nintendo Switch is even more portable than the Nintendo Switch Lite. Let me explain. Unlike the Nintendo Switch Lite, you can remove the Joy-Cons, which make it considerably smaller. The Nintendo Switch Lite's Joy-Cons cannot be removed. So all you have is this 6.2-inch screen and the Joy-Cons. It can easily fit in any electronics organizer, such as this one from Ergrin. I simply just put it through these zips, put it in, and boom. You can see here, I have a place for my Nintendo Switch games and Nintendo Switch. I highly recommend this one from Ergrin, and you can find it for a bargain in the link in the description. So the Switch dimensions. The Switch is approximately 4 inches high, 9.4 inches long, and 0.55 inches deep, with Joy-Cons attached, and it weighs 0.88 pounds, 400 grams, making it very light to travel. So I've been traveling through South America being a digital nomad, and I don't even notice the Nintendo Switch. You can see it weighs almost nothing. All Switches have a 32GB internal storage with the capacity to handle 2 terabytes of external storage using an SD card. The Nintendo Switch OLED edition, the new one, has 64GB of storage, double the original Nintendo Switch. I've never used all my storage on Nintendo Switch, but I don't have many games, so that's why. Many Switch games require 10+ gigabytes of space, with Breath of the Wild taking 13.4GB and Pokemon 10.3. If you have more than a few first-party Nintendo Switch games, then you need an SD card. 128GB SSD card that you can pick up for around $29 on Amazon for a bargain is more than enough for most Nintendo Switch first-party titles. So the Switch controllers. Many people have complained of the issue called Joy-Con drift, where the Joy-Con is a bit to the left or right, so when you're in game, it makes the character move in that direction. I've had my Switch for 33 months and I've still not encountered this issue, but it's a very, very common thing. Although in 2019, Nintendo, after being issued a class action lawsuit, has said that they will repair all Joy-Con drift despite if your Joy-Con is out of warranty, so that's very good to hear. I recommend purchasing the Nintendo Switch Pro controller that looks premium and feels premium and is one of the best controllers I've ever owned. Buy it for a block clock bargain in Amazon down below. Buying additional Joy-Cons costs around $72, which might seem like a lot, but you have to understand there is a lot of technology in these Joy-Cons. There's a VR camera, there's a gyroscope, there's a lot of technology and stuff behind the hood. And bearing in mind, when you buy one Joy-Con, you're buying 2, you get a pair, 2 different controllers, which isn't a bad deal. If you think you'll be playing a lot of couch co-op games, i.e. Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros., then I think buying another pair of Joy-Cons is a good investment. Also, if you use the Snell Grip attachment, it's basically a plastic mesh that goes into every Joy-Con, making them a lot more playable and enjoyable. You can see my review of the Snell Grip there. If you're finding value in this video, please like, because it helps to spread to more people. So sound quality. I find the Nintendo Switch speakers to be decent. but they've been improved during the new OLED Switch. To see a comparison of Valve's Steam Deck and how it compares to Nintendo Switch OLED edition, please take a look at my video. If you're buying a Switch in 2021, you really should try and defeat the scalpers and buy the OLED Switch. It has a better kickstand, different Joy-Con colors, better sound, and that lovely juicy 7-inch OLED screen. There's no comparison to the original Nintendo Switch, and it's only about $50 more. Before, you couldn't use Bluetooth headphones in order to connect the Nintendo Switch, but it does have a headphone jack. Now this has changed, but unfortunately there's only specific compatible Nintendo Switch Bluetooth headphones that connect to Nintendo Switch. To see a complete list, take a look in the link in the description. The Switch's screen is a gorgeous 1280 x 720 screen. Despite it being from 2017, games like Breath of the Wild still look beautiful today. The Switch OLED is 0.8 inches more at 7 inches with a gorgeous, beautiful OLED screen. Only $50 more, so definitely buy the OLED Switch if you can afford it and if you can find it. The biggest issue with Nintendo Switch is its old baby NVIDIA custom Tegra processor, which is a mobile chip from 2017. Despite releasing in 2021, the OLED Switch has the same 4-year-old processor. This is not good enough in 2021. First party games such as Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild 2 when it comes out still look gorgeous, but bearing in mind they are extremely optimized for the system. If you play third party games that are still optimized such as Witcher 3 and you play on TV mode, on dock mode, the textures look bland and bleh. The Switch struggles with modern Switch releases like Hyrule Warriors. This is only going to get worse as modern games require more powerful commuting power. It's no coincidence that Valve released the Steam Deck 1 week after the disappointing reveal of Nintendo Switch. To see my analysis into a handheld console that is more powerful than the blood clot PlayStation 4, please take a look at my video. So durability. The Nintendo Switch is a console also designed for kids, so trust me, it will not break easily. I've dropped it many times. There are numerous videos on YouTube that you can see for yourself of people trying to destroy the Nintendo Switch to ascertain its durability. There's even one video where someone used a drone and dropped the Nintendo Switch 1,000 feet. One Joy-Con was smashed, but the rest of the Nintendo Switch still works perfectly with minor scratches. So if you drop it from 5 feet from here, it's gonna be fine. Water will still kill the Nintendo Switch, so be extremely careful whenever you're drinking a beverage. Don't be a dumbass like me and put your phone or Switch in the washing machine like the other day. It's not gonna survive that. Switch UI is nice and snappy. On the home page, you have your recently played games in order of when you played them. To change the game, you just switch the game cartridge you want to play. Pressing the Y button on a specific game, you can switch user, which is very handy if you have different save files, specific games like Fire Emblem, or if you're sharing your Switch with someone else. So your progress will be transferred via their different accounts. At the bottom, you have access to Nintendo Switch Online, News, Nintendo's eShop, a photo album of all your in-game screenshots and screen records, and the controller settings. The controller menu allows you to see how much charge your Joy-Cons and Switch have, search or pair new Joy-Cons and change the grip order, which is very useful when you want to use 2 Joy-Cons to play Mario Kart or Smash. To switch to 2-player Joy-Cons is very easy. You just press L and R on the controller you want to use and boom, you're using the second controller. The system settings have what you expect: the ability to change TV resolution, change your theme, use parental controls, etc. If you hold down the home button, you have access to the quick menu where you can put your console to sleep, set automatic brightness. Overall, the Switch UI is very good. It's simple, but it does exactly what it needs to do. Battery life. All Nintendo Switch models will last between 4.5 to 9 hours of battery life. The new OLED, I don't think it has improved battery life. Now, if you're playing the game like Breath of the Wild, it's probably going to last about 5.5 hours. If you're playing Hyrule Warriors, it probably lasts 4.5 hours. Make sure you buy the Nintendo Switch version 2 with improved battery life. The way to tell is the Switch's box will have a red background on its front panel. But there is a way to tell if you buy it from a site like eBay. If you buy it from eBay, make sure you read the model number on the back of the Nintendo Switch. The worst battery will read HAC001. With version 2, the one you want, reading HAC001 bracket -01. Hey, que pena. I just read my Nintendo Switch and it's the old one. There's a problem with the Nintendo Switch. Because it's designed for an Asian audience, people who typically have smaller hands, if you have bigger hands or Western style hands like me, it gets uncomfortable to play for more than 45 minutes at a time. But there is a solution. I cannot recommend the Satisfy Comfort Grip for the Nintendo Switch, which is made from a company in Hong Kong. I could play Dragon Quest for hours and hours and hours with a Nintendo Switch without pain. The only reason I don't have it now is it's in my house in London and I'm currently in Colombia. It makes the Switch so much more comfortable and so much better. I swear to you, it's a must buy. Buy it for a blood clot, still on Amazon down below. If you have smaller hands, the Nintendo Switch should be more comfortable. But when in doubt, buy the Pro controller for a beautiful, comfortable, wonderful playing experience. If you're finding value in this video, please subscribe to help me to get monetized and for unbiased gaming reviews and information. For gamers, I don't give a beep about what console you have. They're all equal. Games. At release, Nintendo was incredibly intelligent by giving it a system seller in the form of Breath of the Wild. Now in 2021, the Switch is even in a more powerful situation than it was previous. Many games like Breath of the Wild 2, Mario Odyssey, Dragon Quest, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, etc., etc. are the best games in their respective genres. Many of them are in the 90s in Metacritic. Now, unlike the Wii U, the Switch has fantastic third-party support with more mature games like Witcher 3 and Wolfenstein being ported to the system. It's not a kid's console anymore. I bought the Switch just to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, showcasing that there's still incredible value in a first-party game. See a list of the best Nintendo Switch games down the link in the description. So, the Switch issues. Joy-Con drift is a big issue, but I've had the Switch since 2018 and I haven't encountered any issues. So take that with a pinch of salt. And there's also issues with Nintendo Switch dock. When you remove it because it's too small, it will scratch the screen over time like this. Again, I didn't play with my dock too much, but I have no scratches on my Nintendo Switch and the screen is still very strong. Now the Wi-Fi connection on Nintendo Switch is freaking trash. I remember trying to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate using Wi-Fi and it was unplayable. It was lagging like this. Only when you buy a Wi-Fi Ethernet adapter that has a USB to Ethernet was I able to play a game. Buy the one I use that I can't recommend enough from Green down the link in the description. The new OLED Switch's dock has a direct Ethernet connection, so you're able to just connect using that, which is nice to see, but it should have been there in the first place, Nintendo. The ergonomics need a lot of work, but you can't blame Nintendo too much because it is designed by a Japanese company, so you know they're gonna cater to that audience. But then again, Sony has the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 controller has excellent ergonomics. So the kickstand of the original Nintendo Switch is trash. Mine broke off, and even when it didn't break, it didn't work that well. It was very Should you buy the Nintendo Switch? And my final rating, 100% yes. Nintendo Switch is one of the greatest consoles of all time, and Nintendo did something unique by creating the first true hybrid of console and handheld. It has some of the best exclusives on the market, and with fantastic games like Pokemon and Breath of the Wild 2 coming, this is only going to improve. If you can beat the scalpers, the OLED version of Nintendo Switch that you can see in the link in the description is by far your best option. It has improved sound, better kickstand, Ethernet connection in the dock, more variety of colors with the Joy-Con, and importantly, a 7-inch beautiful OLED screen. Yes, there's no improvement in the chip. It is more than enough, the extra $50 you're gonna pay, and you're always gonna get an improved battery life. If you want to save money and only see yourself playing the Nintendo Switch on handheld mode, which is most people, then I highly recommend you get the Nintendo Switch Lite. Save yourself the extra $100. Overall, after 33 months with the original Nintendo Switch, I rate it at 8.5 out of 10. It is a fantastic console that still plays and looks as good as it did 4 years ago. I really hope that due to the competition from Steam Deck, that Nintendo will release a Pro version of the Nintendo Switch in the next couple years, allowing it to keep pace with the Xbox Series S and X and PlayStation 5. Because right now the chip is too damn old. If you found value in this video, please like and subscribe to help your boy out. And please see my comparison of the OLED Switch and the Steam Deck, and my X reasons why the Steam Deck is guaranteed to succeed. I'm the gaming man. We're gamers. Let's all get along. Forget console wars. Ciao.